Hello guys. So today we actually going to be asking the questions that if do you think that March and March is funded? Based on your opinion, personal opinion, just you to you, and all of your observation in all of this. And I've also been asking myself the same question. But when you see a movement growing and you see the people, the masses at the ground, buying into an idea and starting to believe in it. Like I'm also starting to believe in it. I'm not saying I believe in March and March, but the movement against illegal foreigners. That is what I'm up for, right? But you also see all of these marches happen where Jacinta is there, where she's not there. It is just Pakela, and it is just Ngizwe telling me that these people are funded. All these people that Jacinta doesn't know, all of these people that she doesn't know, and you telling me that they are funding this. So that's what these two fools are actually contemplating and talking or discussing. And you ask yourself, well, I'm not disappointing the EFF, but this guy, you ask yourself, why would you ever think that these people are funded? And especially if they're funded, at least try to prove it. But we're gonna see Tambo is gonna commit himself. But if they fund it, I'd also like to know. But if I could fund them, I would also fund them because they're speaking for the masses. What is really happening at the ground, and that is what the people really are heartful of. Tired of hearing the same stories over and over and over, and our lives are not getting better. But we still continue to listen to these leaders that are not benefiting us. So now they believe that South Africans are so dumb, they're so poverty driven, they're so broke, they can't even afford to buy themselves a t-shirt with about 80 bucks and transport themselves to certain place of a march that you really want to be a part of and you're really willing to fork out your own money and support. I think that's what they really think of South Africans.
Expensive to mass mobilize.
Yeah.
It's really expensive. You've mentioned accommodation. You've mentioned flights, but like mass rallies require
transportation, food,
PA systems, public messaging. Where do you think the money is coming from?
Look, I can't say definitely where it's coming from. Like I can't make that presumption, but I can tell you for free that it is.
But it also looks like he's baiting him. Where do you think the money is coming from? To see how these people think. They think that anything that a black person has got to invest in, it has to be funded. You think in the hearts of Afrikaners, when they're taking out their money and paying AfriForum, you think that they're being funded or they're being dumb? They are actually funding into a project that they believe in. And if it's actually funded mainly by one person, and there's miraculously all of this new ways of transporting people, I like to know, because what I know is that there's no such thing. There's no, if Jacinta could be having all of that money, then shame. Shame. She can be the president then. She can just easily be the president, because she will definitely get more votes than the whole ANC combined in a national election. That's how powerful she is at the moment.
Funded from somewhere. It's not organic at all. The manner in which they are operating themselves every week, perhaps twice or three times a week, there's some form of mass protest organized. But you can see that these people are not organized as in there was a door-to-door campaign trying to conscientize people. Let's go out into the streets. No, these are.
They saw the guy going to the hostel, Pakela Mthakathi. They see Jacinta having their numbers and support. They see Ngizwe also having the support against the CIC. They chief in criminality. they see all of these things, you see, and they're not used to it unless the political party that's got funding. They're just not used to it. So now they want to associate it to something that they are more familiar with.
Existing centers of people. It's like organizing a university. So I was a student activist. There's nothing easier than organizing at a university level. If you look at the Fees Must Fall movement, which I was part of, it was easy for us to organize those people because they're in res. So
They're there.
They're there. They are organized already. All you have to do is gather them in a common area and say, let's march. And then people will join on the basis of that. But there's always a center at what they're doing. And their center is hostel dwellers. That's why you see all of the Zulu memorabilia, all of the performance.
But here he's just pushing it because that could maybe be for somebody like Jacinta. I mean, not Jacinta, Phakela Mthakathi, because we've seen him mainly leading that and then going to with Ngizwe. Then they'd be talking to those guys, kind of a bit in Amabutho. So hence you have seen that other guy. I forget his name. The spokesperson of the king, who was saying that there is no such thing of Amabutho coming together because the king has not sanctioned it, and that the king has to sanction such a project or whatever involvements. So then Phakela also responded, telling the guy that men, whether they are Mabutho or not, Ubuntu is in them and something like that, and that they could actually do whatever they want because they are grown-up men and they're investing or putting their efforts and time into something that they believe in, which I agree, right? 100%. But he's now saying that most or all of these people are coming from the hostels. No, not everybody stays in hostels. Some people, especially Zulus, wherever they go, they keep their pride in their Zulu tradition and in their Zulu custom. Doesn't mean that they have to be coming from a hostel. People are working here and they can afford to live in nice places, Baba.
Actions by these individuals who are trying to create a narrative that it's the Zulus who are leading this. And those people who are leading that process do not represent the Zulu nation. They represent a certain sector of.
And always this thing of Zulus is them trying to divide us. They're trying to divide us because obviously the Zulus are leading. Who else is there? Because all three of these people are Zulu. Who else is there that is like at the forefront? We see all the other guys that are pushing their things, and then they are also getting support. But you never see them displaying their culture heavily. You never see them displaying their culture heavily. Like Basotho in this country, in whatever they do, the vendors, and all of these people, even the president, you never see him expressing his Zulu loudly. He probably forgot. But that's why I'm saying that the Zulus are very vocal on their culture. And now these people are trying to actually use that to pin us against this whole movement of making sure that these illegal immigrants leave.
People who identify themselves as Zulu, who stay in hostels, and those are the same people who were mobilized pre-1994, 92, 93.
Inkatha,
and the Inkatha Freedom Party, who led violence that almost collapsed the democratic transition. So you must listen to their utterances. You must listen to what they're doing visually. It's not a mistake. It's deliberate. It's a center that was organized previously for a certain purpose. And who's funding them? If you want to find who's funding them, you'd have to track who's controlling the hostels. Who are the indunas there? Who's able to command attention there? Because these individuals, your Jacinta or Phakela Mthakathi or Ngizwe Mchunu, don't have authority in those hostels. There are people there who can command that a hostel dwelling must come out and go back and all sorts of things. Those people are the ones who are receiving the real funding, and they are the ones who are really controlling this process. But we can't name names based on presumptions. But I can tell you for free, it will come out who's behind this in due course.
Well, if it will come out, let it come out. But it must be hard facts. But these people actually trying to say that we are that dumb that we can never fund our own selves. And I ask myself, especially when you see a lot of people protesting every day, you want to tell me that March and March can can actually transport all of these people? Like, let's be serious. You think that all of these people are being transported by March and March? These thousands and thousands of people, just look at how much people are actually there. And you think March and March could be the one transporting these people twice, 3 times a week. You know the amount of marches that are happening. And they are not all March and March. I'm sure not even half of them. But this one was March and March. Hey, the one in Cape Town is disappointing. People are not coming through, huh? People are not coming through. Maybe if they did it in the location, it would get support. But people are not coming through. But to go back to the point, is that looking at this in Pietermaritzburg, do you believe that Jacinta could be funding these people every week? All this money, where would she be taking all of this money? Like, Hokai. Transport Jacinta, since you're transporting people, let's talk about transport. Take a velocomo, bro. Give me the flight. Since now Tamba was up to the flight, the accommodation. I'd love to fly, eh? I'll go to Cape Town at the number. Since you are funded. Kele Pietermaritzburg, kele na, kele Shehu tu mono, hila kele hoshi. So this is just insanity. Who could fund all of these people? Like Nwaba yabantu. And a lot of people are getting angry at that Zulu, which I wonder why. Right now you can just say Basotho, Bavenda, Wabon Mapedi. You can also say what you are. What I'm talking about is nix. So people are just feeling inferior. Like real inferior, real insecurity. Just allow people to be happy how they want to be. But people just want to dictate upon other people. Hence, we're at this current situation. Guys, look at these numbers. You think Jacinta could be transporting these people every week? You must be out of your mind. You must be lacking a brain cell to think that. You must be really lacking a brain cell if you really believe that, like Sinawo Tambo. You really must be lacking a brain cell. But the very same people are quiet when all these Ethiopians are doing wrong things. Let me type this out. Where was it? Was it Mayfair? Where these Ethiopians were just racking things up. You never heard these people say anything. You never, especially Sinawo Tambo. This is Mayfair, where foreigners were actually imposing themselves. Where they were imposing themselves. And the person rightfully here says that this is the harsh reality South African citizens are forced to tolerate because our government seems paralyzed by its accountability to the AU and the United Nations. What is happening in Mayfair is breaking point. Individuals who arrived seeking asylum are now showing a completely different side, leaving local communities feeling unsafe, frustrated, and utterly abandoned by the system meant to protect them. And you look at all these fools that are saying South Africans are racist. They have not said anything about this behavior of Ethiopians. They've not said anything about this bad behavior of Ethiopians. Look at these Ethiopians. Look at them. Look at them. Barbaric behavior. Barbaric behavior. Barbaric behavior. Ethiopians. And then when we fight about these foreigners, then there's a problem. When you complain about their bad behaviors, then it's a problem. South Africans are then deemed xenophobic. Yeah. Look at it. The doings of the ANC, the doings of the EFF, their protections. South Africans need to see this. They have to see this and know about it. Look at them, chasing citizens out of their community and saying that this is their community.
They must go, man. Come.
And I don't know if you have heard that term, they must go. What the EU are just saying to the foreigners, that they must go. Now we have Ethiopians, Somalis, telling that South Africans must go out of their own communities.
Yeah, they must go. They must go. Put it down. They must go. For what? No? They must go. For what? For what?
They must come here and make shit.
For what? For what?
They must go out.
Yeah, they must go.
And you've never heard anyone out of these organizations saying anything. You've never heard any one of them say anything in all of these behaviors of Ethiopians. None of them. So I'm saying to you, South Africans, do not pay too much attention to these foreigners and these foreign platforms when they actually criticizing us. You know exactly what we're fighting for. You cannot allow these people to continue to think that we have to accept this behavior. Continue to fight for your country in a lawful way, though. Never lose sight of the lawful way of doing things. But continue to put pressure on the government so that they have to make sure that they protect our land. And that they make sure that our people are finally listened to. The ANC has failed us, we agree. Today's voter registration. Go and vote. Go and vote. Make sure we take out these criminals from parliament and from their actual communities. That they must never be councillors again. Never. Because they are allowing these illegal foreigners to actually run wild. Let us actually look at another one. I was going to stop these videos. I would be letting them go scot-free. Now we have to actually look at what these Malawians were actually doing. Fighting our police. Fighting our police. Fighting our police. And then none of them, okay, except for Ntuli, the premier, and the spokesperson of the police. But this is what these immigrants are doing, these foreigners. And there are no consequences at all. Look at them. Look at this mess. Now police have to be ducking and diving there. You see? Hi. Sisma. Such disrespect. In a foreign land. In a foreign land. Where you're supposed to be respecting the laws. And just because they want to leave, and then some were also having some understandings that people are getting arrested where they were actually being taken to different processes at different places, because there's just too much of them at one place, and you have to cut the numbers so that at certain places they could be helped. Then they started fighting, and some are complaining about the buses. Well, that was at the time. Apparently now they're about 30 coming at a time.
Sakhona mancane kufika umuntu namhlanje ahambe akala abantu ayibona ke abantu bashonile phambi kwami senzani nje khona abantu abangaphambi kwami Moza 7 section abantu abamodel 7 ngifuna uhulumeni waseMalawi mina semangithi ngifuna uhulumeni waseMalawi ibhano iphela ayibhasi
ibhano iphela
ayibonakala bafutha umfethu njengoba asho ukuthi yena ufuna ibhano manje. It's not right, mama.
Let's listen to this.
Police have reportedly fired rubber bullets to disperse Malawians gathered at Sherwood Park in Durban as tensions flared over delays in the repatriation process. The group made up of displaced Malawian nationals expressed anger over what they described as a slow evacuation process, with some demanding reparations instead of deportation. Heavy police presence was deployed to restore order as frustration mounted at the site. Meanwhile, authorities in South Africa say measures are being taken to expedite immigration and repatriation procedures, while the Malawian government has appealed for financial assistance to support affected citizens returning home. News Central's Mogani Siziba is standing by for updates on this.
Don't even want to listen to this lady. She usually lies. That channel, guys, it's a big fat lying channel. Like, they just lie. Look at these thousands of people. And these people are in a country, and you're having people like Malema telling you that there's not a problem of illegals. Bruh. People say this with serious faces. They say there's not a problem. Look at these Malawians. Ground coverage, Baba. Look at that reporter of Newsroom Africa just standing there in red. Oh, it's from SABC. But also some were mad that because Ngizwe went to go spit on their graves. Just as they're leaving, he goes there and then he gets onto a bus and he says, "Bye-bye. Bye-bye." And that would also get angry. Because imagine you chasing us like in a way that we don't like. Because these people want to stay here, they don't want to leave. And then Gizo goes and spits on their faces and says,
Yes, please fix your country and fight for a government that is not doing good for you so that you can stay in your country, so we can visit each other peacefully, not to come and vandalize our country. Please, go well, on the road. Thank you. Love you,
love you, mwah, 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 mwah. Hey, he's a character, hey, man. But guys, that's just how it is. People need to be focused on their own countries, visit countries. Do not go sit and burden people's countries. And these are some of the first people that are being taken because they had children. The most vulnerable. So you can't be having a country where it's just accepting a lot of people to come and actually cause more burden on a country. With people coming just to give birth here. Just to give birth, nje. Yeah, guys. And military-aged men as well. No, guys, we can't be having that. We're not in a need for them, so we don't need them here. Mabahambe. So guys, please do like, share, subscribe. I'll definitely see you on the next video. It's coming very soon. Abash.